That afternoon began quietly the way so many others had. She left the house shortly after 2 p.m., wearing simple clothes and a pair of worn slippers, telling her mother she would be back before evening. There was nothing unusual about the moment. No argument. No urgency. Her mother watched her walk down the road until she disappeared around the corner, never imagining that would be the last time she saw her alive. According to phone records, her device remained active for only a short time after she left. A few background app pings. No calls. No messages. Then at exactly 2:31 p.m., the phone went silent. It would never turn back on. At 2:25 p.m., a security camera mounted outside a small roadside shop captured her walking past. The footage is ordinary. She walks at a steady pace, arms relaxed, eyes forward. Cars pass behind her. A motorcycle briefly blocks the frame. Nothing about her behavior suggests fear. Investigators would later say that this detail bothered them more than anything else. Whatever happened next, she did not expect it. Seconds later, another figure enters the frame. A man wearing a red cap. He appears from the same direction she came from, following at a consistent distance. He doesn't rush. He doesn't slow down. He stays just far enough behind her to avoid attention. When she reaches the corner near the unfinished building, she turns. The man turns as well. Both disappear from view. That unfinished building had been there for years. Concrete walls, no doors, no windows, half forgotten by the town. Children were warned to stay away from it. Adults barely noticed it anymore. It stood less than a minute's walk from her uncle's house. When evening came and she hadn't returned, her family wasn't immediately alarmed. They assumed her phone battery had died. She was a teenager. It happened before. But when night fell and calls went unanswered, worry began to settle in. By midnight, panic had taken over. Neighbors were woken up. Friends were contacted. No one had seen her. No one knew where she was. By morning, the police were called. Officers began their search at first light, starting with the most obvious locations. Routes she usually walked. Friends' houses. Shops she sometimes visited. Nothing. Then, near the unfinished building, an officer noticed something on the ground. Her slippers. They weren't scattered. They weren't damaged. They were placed near the side of the structure, as if she had stepped out of them deliberately. That detail immediately shifted the investigation. This was no longer a case of someone wandering off. Something had happened here. Police widened the search area and began questioning people who lived nearby. The first was her uncle. He lived just behind the unfinished building, close enough to hear footsteps, voices, or movement. When officers asked if he had seen her that afternoon, he said no. He said he had been inside most of the day. Later, when questioned again, he said he might have seen her walking past the compound. When asked why he hadn't mentioned this earlier, he said he wasn't sure at first. When asked what time he saw her, he hesitated. Neighbors told police that the uncle often spent time around the unfinished building, especially in the evenings. He said that wasn't unusual. He said it was close to his house. He said people were reading too much into it. The man in the red cap was identified next. Police tracked him down using nearby CCTV footage. When questioned, he admitted he was in the area that afternoon but denied knowing the girl. He said he was heading somewhere else and just happened to walk the same road. Phone records told a different story. Weeks before her disappearance, his number had contacted her phone multiple times. The messages were gone. Deleted. When asked about them, he said he didn't remember the conversations. He said they were meaningless. Investigators didn't believe him. As the days passed, the case drew national attention. Media crews arrived. The unfinished building was sealed off with tape. Rumors spread. Everyone had a theory. Then police spoke again to her closest friend. At first, the friend insisted they hadn't spoken that day. Later, she admitted they had exchanged a few messages. Finally, after hours of questioning, she revealed something she had been holding back. The girl had mentioned meeting someone that afternoon. She never said who. The friend said she didn't think it mattered. She said she was scared. She said she didn't want to cause trouble. Investigators noted that her story changed every time she was asked to repeat it. On the fourth day of the search, officers returned to the unfinished building with search dogs. Behind the structure, in an area hidden from the road, they found her body. The location confirmed what police already suspected. Whoever did this knew the area, knew the building, knew there would be time, and knew she trusted them enough to follow. The autopsy revealed she had been killed within an hour of leaving home. As the investigation continued, inconsistencies became harder to ignore. The uncle's phone records placed him near the building during the critical window. The man in the red cap could not explain why his messages were deleted. The friend could not explain why she stayed silent for so long. Each suspect denied involvement. Each expressed sympathy. Each claimed innocence. But none of their stories fully aligned. Weeks turned into months. The neighborhood changed. Parents no longer let their children walk alone. The unfinished building was demolished, but the space it occupied remained heavy, as if something had settled into the ground itself. The case moved slowly through the system. Evidence was reviewed. Statements were re-examined. Some questions were answered. Others never were. And long after the cameras left and the headlines faded, one truth remained. This was not a crime committed by a stranger passing through. It was committed by someone who knew her routine. Someone who knew the area. Someone who knew she would trust them. And in the end, the most unsettling part of the story was not how she died. It was how many people were close enough to stop it, and didn't.